An organization here in town recently hit pause on its efforts to connect Austin musicians to mental health resources. In October, you may remember the Sims Foundation told us it needed to focus on restructuring and on fundraising. Well, we have an update for you. Today, we are learning a sizable donation will allow the foundation to continue some select services. But the Sims Foundation is still asking the community for more help in order to really get back to work after a 90-day pause.
This morning, we're joined to talk more about the path forward with Derrick Lesnau, who is the CEO of the Sims Foundation. Derrick, thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Before we talk about that donation we mentioned there, I want you to maybe just give a chance to talk about how the foundation got to where it had to take a pause in services.
Yeah, thank you. The organization has seen just a monumental increase in need for services over the last several years, and at the same time, the funding has not kept pace. And so we got to a point where we realized in order to really have the impact that we wanted to, we needed to take some time to be a little bit more strategic and kind of reorganize how we go about carrying out those services. And that's kind of what led to the announcement back in October.
So we know you're kicking off this fundraising campaign, and we know that you guys are calling it Restore the Rhythm. We love the name of that. But it got its first big infusion of cash, and you all are announcing that today. So talk about what that is, who it's from, and how it fits into that larger goal of Restore the Rhythm.
Yeah, thank you. We were very fortunate to receive some strong support from two major organizations here in town with Armadillo World Headquarters and C3 Presents. And those two community leaders, contacted us and said that they really want to step up the community's efforts in helping us restore some of the services that we had to pause during the 90-day period that we, announced back in October. And so, with the leadership of Armadillo World Headquarters, a brand-driven and brand-purposed organization, along with C3 Presents, we were able to now, restore some of those services that we initially had to pause. And the goal is to continue to increase the services that we're able to carry forward over the next, several months as we're trying to work through this transition period. And one of the other benefits is the ability for, the rest of the community to get involved as well. Those two big donations, along with some other community donations, have gotten us to about 30% of our goal. And so we still need the 70% covered between now and the next couple of months.
You're leading right into our next question, because that's what I wanted to ask you about is, you're asking locals here in the community and businesses to potentially give to the foundation to help toward this goal of restoring some of the services that you all offer. But give us a sense about what you would like everyone out there to know about the work that they could potentially support by giving to you all.
Thank you. So the Sims Foundation provides mental health and substance use disorder recovery services for Austin musicians, folks in the music industry professional, and their dependent family members. And so we have three main service lines: the counseling, psychiatric and med management, and also the recovery service lines. What our new strategic plan is going to allow us to do is really kind of broaden our level of services, approach it from more of a holistic standpoint, and bring in some of the more wellness components of tackling mental health challenges, as well as working with clients on accessing their existing resources so that we could leverage some of those resources to connect them with care. And so our hope is through this change and through the implementation of some of these newer strategies, we'll be able to almost double the amount of folks that we're serving in the next few years. And it's really dependent upon the support that we receive from the Austin community. And I think every nonprofit will have the same kind of mentality in sharing that on Giving Tuesday. It's just another day that we highlight just the tremendous support that the Austin community provides to our nonprofit and other nonprofits through their generosity and being connected to the missions that they have a passion for.
So I know you mentioned the restructuring, the new model there. For people who are maybe saying, well, gosh, y'all had to take this pause, how do you balance, all this change with still continuing to provide services? I know you said previously one of y'all's goals was to continue services even during the pause, to try to get as many clients plugged in as possible. So how do you balance that?
It's a delicate balance. We knew going into the strategic announcement that there were going to be a core group of folks and our clients that were going to continue to receive services because of the level of care that they need, and we reached out to them and reassured them. And then there are those clients that kind of fell in that gap of being kind of uncertain on where they were going to stand and continuing to able to access services during this transition. And our clinical team has been working really hard on reaching out to all of our providers and individual clients to communicate with them to find out what their level of care is needed so that we can work with them to provide that personalized and individualized care during this transition. And we understand that the impact that it had on our clients. We knew it was just gut-wrenching for us to have to make that decision and impact those folks. And so our goal now is, with the increased donations that we're receiving and this support from Armadillo World Headquarters and C3 Presents, along with the other support we'll be receiving from the community, is to now reach out to all of our community clients and our providers and just reassure them we are going to be with them, to walk with them in accessing their care. And again, that's our goal, is just to continue to be here and ensure that we can be here for another 30 years. As we go into 2025, it'll be our 30th anniversary. And so we really want to highlight that milestone, come out of this transition period with a renewed source of, or a renewed sense of energy and passion and a connection to the mission, so that the 25,000 folks that we've helped over the last 29 years, we can almost double or triple that over the next 30, 40 years.
Yeah. And finally, while we have you, you're looking toward the future. What will happen if the organization does not meet the fundraising goals that you have set out for this effort?
The fundraising goal for this effort, is $500,000. That's our goal for the Restore the Rhythm.
Right.
If that goal is not met, then we have to look at, okay, what do the first couple of months of 2025 look like? Where are areas that we thought we may be able to expand into that we might not be able to? But really, it's just going to be an honest conversation with our providers, our team, our community supporters, our staff, our board, and our clients to find out, how can we best support them and their needs during this critical time of the year.
Such good reminders for folks out there who may be looking for a way to give back today on this Giving Tuesday, the Sims Foundation right here in Austin. Derrick Lesnau, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you all for the work you do for really the heartbeat of Austin with our musicians. So we appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having us. We really pride ourselves on being able to call ourselves live music capital of the world, and it's because organizations like the Sims Foundation is here to be intentional with our support for that community.
Good luck with that effort.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We'll be back after the break.